Hi guys, it's Rob from Raw Balls. Today I am going to show you some snakes, but I thought I'd tell you a little bit about myself so that you guys know a little bit about me and what we're about. So just while I'm cleaning some tubs here, I am originally from the UK. I was born and bred in Yorkshire, and as a kid, I think as most kids do, when they have some countryside near them, we used to go out and look for frogs and toads and newts and keep tadpoles and raise them up and then release them back into the wild. So as a kid growing up, we never had internet, we never had hand phones, we didn't have all the wonderful research tools that are available to the younger generation. And believe it or not, we used to play out, which meant that we would go out with our mates and play out instead of staying in. How many of you remember that concept? So I was always interested in dinosaurs as a kid, a very avid reader and a very vivid imagination. And when I went to university, I actually studied geology. And I wasn't a specialist paleontologist. I didn't actually study fossils and dinosaurs. I was a sedimentologist, and being a sedimentologist, I learned to look at rocks in a different way. Rocks tell a story, and so you look at them forensically, and it taught you a great deal in terms of detailed observation. And so what I was able to do as a geologist was, with my vivid imagination and love of dinosaurs, is to be able to piece together the habitats that these dinosaurs used to live in based upon the rocks. So that was my educational background. I joined the oil industry. I started work for a major oil company in the UK. I have worked as a well site geologist offshore North Sea. That's a very harsh environment in the winter time. And after about 8 or 9 years of working in Scotland and developing a love of hill walking and the outdoors, I got posted overseas. I got posted to Indonesia, Jakarta. So I left the UK in 1988 and never came back. I've worked in Indonesia in the oil industry, partnering Pertamina for 17 years, and moved to Malaysia again with the oil industry in 2004, working in partnership with Petronas, and I've been here ever since. This is my pinstripe spider, or spinner. Again, she's on the breeding rotation for this year. Another quick update on the spot nose het for clown clutch. This is a super pastel spot nose het for clown female. Hard to believe that she hatched out at the end of September, so she is less than 2 months old, and she's already huge. Many of this clutch are eating really well. They're already taking fuzzy rats, large fuzzy rats too, without any difficulty at all. And this girl is a little nervous, but she has just shed, so she's looking fantastic. And I just wanted to show her as an update on some of clutch number 2. And you can see how big and thick she is. She just fed yesterday actually, and then shed immediately, so I just had to clean out her tub. But she's looking fantastic. Look at that head stamp. Just look at the head. Let me see if I can pick her up without getting bit, just to show you the head stamp. Don't want to handle her too much because obviously she's just eaten. But look at that head stamp, guys. And while we're at it, guys, we'll just take a look at the cinnamon banana clutch. This one is a cinnamon banana enchi. You can see this one has also just eaten. It's quite fat, and the colours on this are absolutely phenomenal. Very bright oranges, which I'm not sure the camera is picking up, down the flanks, bright dorsal, and this guy has a sort of matte like finish, or a silky finish to it, that's almost hypo like. I think this guy might just be going into shed right now, which is also enhancing that that silky or hypo type look. But just an awesome snake. And again, this snake is only a month old. These snakes are growing phenomenally fast. So let me just hold it up, hold him up, and see if we can get a closer look. Yeah, classic Enchi head stamp there. So that's a little update on clutch number 3. They're all eating well, apart from one that hasn't eaten yet. This guy here has already eaten 4 meals, and I have one of the babies that hasn't eaten 1 meal yet. So that just shows the difference. You have to be patient, you have to be persistent, and the one that hasn't eaten, I'm sure, will catch up. Well, we'll just take another look at one of clutch number 3. This is my BMW male, or Banana Mojave Warmer BMW, and you can see it's colouring up extremely well now. It's gone a very bright yellow colour. Now this one has also just eaten, so I don't want to handle it too much, but you can see how quickly this one's also putting on weight. So clutch number 3 is doing awesome. And I spent 17 years in Jakarta. Jakarta is a very big place, but it is in the tropics, and at that time I got into tropical fish. I used to breed bettas, or Siamese fighting fish. I kept Oscars and arowanas in huge aquariums at my house, but I never actually kept reptiles, although there is a big reptile community in Jakarta. It was only when I moved to Malaysia in 2004 that I discovered ball pythons and snakes in general. I discovered ARP constrictors, and he is a licensed and registered breeder of ball pythons in Malaysia, and he has a wonderful collection of ball pythons and breeds some awesome animals every year. So you will have seen a lot of his snakes on my videos, because one of the objectives of this channel when I started out was to actually promote the ball python industry in Malaysia, and I thought what a great vehicle to do it. Show you some of my own snakes, show you some of Awin's snakes, and just put Malaysia in general on the map. This is my beautiful GHI Mojave male. He's a little bit skittish. He wants to go back into his tub and hide, but I just thought I'd take the opportunity to show him off. So I started keeping ball pythons about 5 or 6 years ago, and actually started breeding them about 4 years ago. I think my background as a geologist and a love of dinosaurs and reptiles, as I said, teaches you to look at things in a great deal of detail, which certainly helps when you're keeping animals such as these. Observation and knowing your animals is absolute key to being successful. So in a nutshell, that's my story. I do still keep tropical fish. We still do actually keep a planted aquarium. It is a high-tech aquarium with CO2 injection. It was just set up a few months ago and is growing quite well, but we're just striving to find the balance now between the plant growth and algae growth. It's always an issue. The balance always needs to be right. So you need circulation, water changes, CO2 injection, and the correct amount of light. Very technical. I love sport fishing. I used to fish in the UK, and now living and working in the tropics has given me the chance to expand that to tropical sport fishing. I love all kinds of fishing, and for me the beauty of fishing is not just in catching fish, but is also the environments that they take you to and just being outside in the open air. So I now fish for anything from marlin to marcia to peacock bass to bonefish, fresh and salt water, and I just love being in the outdoors. So this is my pied female, guys. She's just been soaking in her water bowl. She has been on the breeding rotation this year. She has been paired with my pastel pied male, so hopefully she will go. Beautiful animal. Nice thick chunky female, eats really well. So that's just a little bit about me, a little bit about my history and how I got into snakes. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.